Alright, so today I'm going to be unboxing this S&B intake. It's for the 3-liter Duramax. Here's the part number. Alright, let me get it open. Here's the tube. S&B. There's a gasket for the top cover. Got some stickers in here. Rubber piece. There's another one. Here's a wiring harness with hose clamps. Zip ties and a couple other pieces in here. All the hardware you're gonna need. This is for the bottom. Here's the box. Let's get it open. S&B. Pretty nice. It's going to be going on a 2021 GMC Sierra. It's looking good so far. I like it. Alright, so I'm going to be installing this S&B intake. It's a 2021 GMC Sierra Elevation, 3-liter Duramax. And the instructions, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta come disable the air filter light. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in your settings. You're gonna go into info page options where it says air filter life. You're going to make sure that it has a green check mark. So mine has it. So then I'm gonna go back. You're gonna go to info and you're gonna find your air filter. right here. You're gonna hit OK, and you're gonna go down and hit disable, and then it says disabled. So you're required to do that before you start, or it's gonna give you some kind of code. That's the first step. Alright, so the next step, you're gonna come back here, you're gonna disconnect your battery. So that's what I'm gonna do right here. Just disconnect it and set it to the side. Alright, next, you're gonna come over here. You're gonna disconnect your hood latch right here. This is a T15 bit. There's only 2 of them. Go ahead and take that off and set it aside. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna get all these little clips out. They're real simple to do. There's 10 of them. So let me get these 10 out and then on to the next step. Alright, so once you got all them loosened up, all you're gonna do is lift up, pull this off, just set it aside. Next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna use a 13mm socket. You're gonna remove this bolt right here. And this one right here. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is remove this little grommet holding this in here, but make sure you keep it separate from the others because this one is unique. That's what the instructions say. Alright, I'm going to set this one aside and keep it separate from the others. Alright, next thing, you're gonna use a 10mm socket or wrench. Actually, you're gonna keep the 13. You're gonna remove this one right here. And this one back over here. Take that off. Set it aside. Now you're going to use your 10 millimeter. You're going to remove this one right here holding your coolant. And this one right here holding this little bracket here. That's loose. That's loose. Alright, so next you're gonna pull this air tube up just enough to where it gets disconnected. You can see it down there, it's disconnected. And then you're gonna get this wire harness and you're gonna disconnect it from here. It says to pull up with some force, but push it towards the rear of the vehicle. Pull up. There it is. As you see, it came off right here. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect our mass airflow sensor. I'll move you over here and show you how to do that. There's this red tab. Just push it up. And then there's the plastic tab behind that is black. Push it down, pull the sensor out just like that easy. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna disconnect your 2 hose clamps from here and right here. Alright, so I'm gonna remove these 2. Real easy. Just push this off or pull it, whichever one you can get first. Let's see if I can set you over here. Alright, so the next step is you're going to remove this nut down in here. I don't know if you can see it, it's right down in here. It is a 10 millimeter. Get that out. You can see down in there. Once you get that out, you should be able to just pull up, get your air box off. Let's see. Alright, so there's these 2 little clips that are holding these wiring harness to the air box. Once you get those disconnected, you should be able to just lift up on this side and pull it out. Let's see. It's out. Alright, so now if you're gonna go all the way to the turbo, you're gonna continue on. If not, you'll just start reassembling from there. But the next step, since I'm going back to the turbo, is you're gonna take this top cover off. It is a 10mm in here. You can barely see it in there. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. And then once you get that, you're gonna take this oil cap off. Just pull up. Get this off. There it is. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over to this side. You're gonna take this 10mm off of this coolant reservoir. Alright, once you got that removed, it says to just take it off of here and set it where the old air box was so it can get out of your way. So let's do that. Oh, come on. Just like that. There you go. Alright, so the next thing is you're gonna come over here to the back side of the turbo, and there's gonna be some hose clamps here. I'm not sure how well you can see that. Right in there. You're gonna disconnect the one closest to the turbo, and then there's a bracket back in the middle where you just gotta lift up and unhook it, and then you can take it out the other side. Let me try and get this set up to where I can show you guys how to get it off. Alright, so as you can see, what I did was I used a long extension with a 7mm socket. It's probably the easiest way to do this. Everything else was pretty difficult. As long as you could just get a long extension in there, you should be able to get it. Alright, so what you gotta do is you gotta lift up on this side. Once you feel a little pop, put your hand towards the back and just pull straight up, and that'll make it come loose. And then you could just bring it on out through this side. So let me get this thing out real quick. So it sits like this in the truck, right? This is the piece that you're trying to lift it off of. So if you just lift this up, put your hand like about right here, pull it up, it'll come right off. Alright, so what you're gonna do now is you're gonna put this rubber grommet on here. You're gonna get the two screws that go with this piece and screw this bracket into this the intake tube that goes from the turbo. Pretty easy. Alright, so once you get that back air tube in, probably the hardest part, getting it out and getting it back in. You're just gonna come over here and put this back up in the spot. Everything should be pretty easy from here. Alright, let me get this tightened down. Alright, so what you're going to do now is you're going to install this black rubber silicone piece along with this bracket and this one as well. And then you have the choice of installing this or not. I'm going to choose not to, so I'm not going to put it in. Alright, so then you're going to install these right here. Just push them on. And then you're ready to get this back into here where it goes. So let me do that. And you can put this nut back on over here. You just gotta play around with this box to get it in correctly. Little pieces kept falling off. Little rubber boots. It's in. Alright, so the next thing is you just gotta take this bracket off of this fuse box. It sits like this, so you gotta get your finger down in here to hit this little tab right here, push it down, and then this will slide right down. Alright, next you gotta make sure this fuse box is below this bracket, and then just put the bracket back on and tighten it down. And then from there, what you're gonna do next is you're gonna get this stock intake tube, and you're gonna kind of look down, or you can stick your hand even through here to guide it to where it connects down at the bottom. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. Just feel for it down there. There it is, just like that. That's kind of what it should look like. Let me see if I can get your light. I don't know if you can see it in that back corner. It's coming through the wall. And then just make sure that it's lined up here where that unique piece went in. Alright, so pretty much from here you're just going to start putting everything back. We got to tighten this down, tighten this bracket down, put this unique clip back in here. Get in there and shove it in. Just start tightening everything down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to reconnect your fuse box to the bracket here. You're going to connect this to this clip here. I hope you can see that. And then all these little pins here, you're just going to start putting them in the holes in the new air box. Something like this. Shove them back in where they go. Alright, next you're going to put this front cover back on. Just push your pins back in. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Alright, let me get it on. So you're going to put your little rubber connection over here. And then you're going to come back to your old air box. You're going to take your mass airflow sensor out. And you're going to install it into the new spot here. Let me do that real quick. Alright, so it should look like this. They give you a little rubber gasket looking type piece and another plastic bracket that you put underneath the actual sensor or the so let me get this in. Here, I'll see if I can set you up. Alright, then you're gonna get your new mass airflow harness extension, and you're going to connect it to the stock one, right? And then you bring it down underneath. And you had put a zip tie down here in one of the previous steps, which I'll show you, try and show you right now. Put it through that, feed it around bottom, and then you bring it towards the top up here and just connect it here. There it is. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the zip tie that the previous steps you connect, and then once you get it through, you just tighten the zip tie down, hold it in place. Next, you just put your front cover on, or top cover, just like that. Put this back on. There we go. Alright, next step, this little plug goes right here. Just put the plug in. Just like that. And then we're going to work on getting this top cover installed. It's looking good so far. I'm going to remove this. S&B. And you're gonna install it in the rubber gasket that they provide. Pretty easy. Alright, so it should look something like this. And you just get it over here. Alright, so there's the install. I got a couple more things coming for the truck. I got the iDash with pedal monster and a Cognito leveling kit coming in. I'll be doing some more videos with those. If you guys like 7.3 stuff, we got a ton of parts coming for this truck, so just follow me and you can see all what I got going on with that truck as well.